All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Tuesday evening. Another edition of KFTV's post-game live presented by DraftKings. CP the franchise, Alex Chataros on the other side. Knicks in Toronto on the second night of a back-to-back. And despite the Knicks taking on a woeful Raptors team, Karl-Anthony Towns getting in his bag, dominating early. A 20-20 double-double for the big bodega. The Knicks would find themselves coasting at one point in this game, up by as much as 23 points. But as our coach Tom Thibodeau says, Al, no lead is safe. And the Knicks would find themselves in the middle of a second half dogfight as the Raptors would win the third quarter, the fourth quarter, led by spirited play by their supporting cast, Scotty Barnes, Grady Dick, and the like. And before you knew it, it was up to Captain Clutch to rescue this Knicks team, and that he did, man. Jalen Brunson with 7 points in the crunch time fourth quarter to deliver the Knicks a victory, man. 121-115. The Knicks get the back-to-back wins and get a much-needed 3 days off before a big match against the Boston Celtics, man. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel. All right, man. Salute. All right, man. Al, how we feeling, man? A little production difficulties here. Hopefully we're getting everybody in the chat. We had a little bit of difficulties here on the play-by-play side and on the post-game side. We basically have like two links up right now for post-game. So we're gonna delete the other link. TM, if you are in the chat, or Al, if you're in the chat, make sure that you send this show link to the schedule link to make sure that everybody has it. I'll leave it up. Just make sure everybody has it, and we'll make sure we get it in. It's just an issue with our restream, basically. So yeah.
I just sent the link to the other chat.
Okay, pretty much. Okay, go ahead with your thoughts, man.
So, from the start, you thought this was going to be a close game in the first quarter, but Knicks offense, man, just started quick in the second and third. I mean, Karl-Anthony Towns had a good one in the second. Karl-Anthony Towns, talking about getting him activated in the second quarter, right? And in the first half with 20 and 15, and then it was a JB show in the second half, and needed JB to close it out again, man, because we had another cardiac Knick affair. But look, I don't know, was it a solid win? It was a win. I'm just gonna say that.
I'll take it.
You know what? I'll take the win. You know what? Second night of a back-to-back, you can see that these guys were gassed, and I thought you got some good spirited play out of Hukamania, Precious. Obviously, like I said, JB came up clutch in the end, and you had Karl-Anthony Towns, when he wasn't complaining to the refs, was being what we wanted him to be, man. Just a demon on the boards and a demon in the paint.
Yeah.
Overall, you got a win. Now you get a nice recovery time before you face the Boston Celtics on Saturday.
Yeah, it got dicey, man. And look, give a lot of these guys credit, man. We're gonna give Hukamania his own spotlight in a little bit, but just overall, while you did get good efforts from the supporting cast, from Precious and Hukamania and those guys, no lead is safe. And shout out to my guy Cormega. My guy Cormega was at the game. He's in the crowd, and they're up by 17 in the first half. He's like, yo, why did Tibbs bring Brunson back? We got to get these guys rested. It's playoff coming up. You got to get these guys rested. I text him. I'm like, 17 points is not a lot. No lead is safe. And this is a game of runs. Before you know it, these guys are clinging to a 3-point lead. And I'm just like texting back. I say, you see what I mean? You can't sleep on anybody in this league, man. And so even though the supporting cast had their high spots, and we'll get to that, you see why this coach goes back to the starters at times, because you can't play with wins and losses, man. You got to get the W and get out of there with a win.
Absolutely. Every win is important, especially when you look at the top three in the Eastern Conference. I mean, Knicks are trying to get second place right now. I know the Cavs are, way out in front, but they're right there with the Celtics. I mean, you go on a nice little winning streak, you could be right there, take second place, and then next thing you know, you can have home court advantage if you have to play them at some point in the postseason. So, you got to work, you got to earn every win in this league. Every matchup is tough. And look, for the second night of a back-to-back, these guys had to go battle against a tough Houston Rockets team last night, right? So, and then they had to travel right afterwards to go up to Toronto. So these guys, even though they had a good effort for about 3 quarters, you could see that their legs, that they were starting to get gassed once the fourth quarter came around. I mean, the Raptors went on a 17-5 run for like close to six minutes in that fourth quarter, and that doesn't happen unless people are exhausted. So those guys are getting tired. They make it a close game. You got to bring the starters back in to close this thing out. But thank God for JB, man. JB once again closing it out with another 3, like he did. It's like back-to-back nights, closing out with a 3, man. He is in one. He is on that mode right now that we've always seen. I feel like this is just JB's time. It's always around January, February, where he just ticks it up a notch. You know what I mean? First year he was here, he was just trying to get his footing. January, February comes around, and remember, he was like one of the top scoring guards at that time period last year. Then you talk about losing Julius Randle. He takes it up another level to finish top 5 in MVP voting last year, right? Because you just need somebody who could just put the ball on the hoop and do everything. He did that, and now it seems like he's doing it again by ticking it up another notch in January, February. And it looks, look, man, I wouldn't be surprised if he starts to climb that MVP ladder because, once again, as I said last night, MVPs make the plays when it matters most, whether it's making the right play to find your guy to get them easy buckets. And we saw plenty of that tonight. How about that pass that he had where he drove and you find a cutting Josh Hart for an easy layup? Or how about when you drive and you find Huck Porty right there for, an easy finish?
That was beautiful.
That's the stuff that he's capable of doing, but then he knows when to call his own number, close this thing out, and that's what they needed because nobody else, man, was really going to do it in the fourth quarter. Everybody was exhausted.
Yeah.
And JB had to do it, man, just to close it out.
Hey, that's what superstars do, man. When the whip is leaking oil, you got to get us home. You got to take us home. Some way, somehow, you got to make it happen. This is what superstars do, man. Yes, they're going to get their team involved. They're going to make their teammates better. But when it's time to put up and bail your team out, that's what superstars do. And great job by the captain, man. He had a couple of signature plays in that fourth quarter. Again, crunch time. We call him Captain Clutch for a reason. And in the NBA, clutch minutes is categorized by 5 minutes or less with a game within 5 points or less. Well, at the 5-minute mark, the Knicks were up by 4. He hits a 2 to put him up 110 to 104. Later on in that same fourth, you get the steal. He gets the steal on the Barnes turnover, right? They're only clinging to a 1-point lead at that point. Josh Hart comes back. He gets the 2, taking Grady Dick to the hole. And then he gets another one off of a Brunson assist. And then right after that, you get the Brunson 3, man. So clutch plays both defensively and offensively to help seal the deal there, man. It's good. Great job by the captain, bro.
Great job by the captain. That's the way that you lead for a team, right? It's not only necessarily doing a one end of the court, it's also making key defensive stops as well and just understanding what each moment calls for. And whether it's assisting, getting the steal, or just like getting a bucket, man. That's why he's the captain. Understands the moment, understands what needs to happen. And that's why he's got to be even higher on the rank at MVP voting, man. He's a superstar, and stuff like this, it's not easy. Not everyone's built for it. He clearly is.
Built for it, man. I felt like coming off of last night's game, I thought this was going to be one of those ones for Karl Anthony Towns. As a matter of fact, on Underdog, I took him higher than, what did I take Towns with higher than? I took him on the points. But I just felt like this was going to be one of those nights where Towns, coming off of the frustration of last night's game and with this Raptors matchup in his favor, I felt like he was going to set the tone and really dominate in this game, and he did. Like, they had no answer for him. Jakob Poeltl's not playing no damn defense. Pirtle did end up leaving the game with a hip injury, but this was a Towns game, man. 27 points, 20 rebounds, 10 and 19 from the field. Easy night for Big Bodega, man. This was one of those accountability games for him as well.
Absolutely. And look, I talked about him going off in that second quarter. I mean, he had 9 points in the first and he had 11 in the second quarter, but like it was just different. The way that he was just attacking, getting into the paint, just the physicality that he was demonstrating against Jakob Poeltl and just against everybody, man. 20 and 15. The man was on pace to go like 40 and 30 essentially. Yeah. That is what he was on pace to do based on that first half. Insane numbers. Obviously, he didn't finish with that, but still, to get the defensive boards and even working the offensive glass too, the way that he was. Look, the Raptors, they're a young team, they're a scrappy team. As they showed you late in this game, they're not going to just roll over. They're going to compete, and that's what they do, man. And so for Karl Anthony Towns to understand the assignment, big in this one, man.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up on the free boys. Al, we lost the audio a little bit on the town situation. Listen, man, we had to MacGyver up the show, man. We got a lot of issues with tonight's production, but listen, man, we're MacGyvering it up and we're making it through, man. You know what I'm saying? I got backup microphone, backup. Left the damn court at home. I'm under the weather. So listen, man, just bear with us, man. We're gonna keep this thing pushing, keep it tight. We had a little bit of an issue on the restream side with the production and the play-by-play sides with all the scheduled shows that was opening up brand new links. So it's one of them nights. But hey, just bear with us and we're gonna make it happen. But overall, great night by the Big Bodega, man. Great night by the Big Bodega. And, hey, listen, he had 20 points in the first half. They said he only had 7 in the second half. It is what it is, man. You take the W, man. You take it, bro.
Look, the point of this team is that, look, this team has enough scoring, even without OG right now, that it comes in waves. Different players can do different things at different moments. I mean, first half, Josh Hart scored how much? 0.
Yeah.
Second half, 15 points, right? Karl Anthony Towns, 20 points in the first half, 7 in the second. It's like that's the whole point of this team is that they needed more offense. That's what they want. That's the direction they wanted to go in after last season. They wanted the capability that you can give the ball to anybody, and we know it for more often than not it's going to go through the hoop. And so when you have these many options to score, it doesn't really matter what X player does in the second half if someone else is picking up the slack.
Yeah, there you go. And a lot of guys picked up the slack, Al. And we got to talk about, Towns was one. You got to go to JB because he closed. You go to Towns because he set the tone. And both of those guys, 10 and 19 for Towns, 10 for 21 for the captain, Jalen Brunson. So two of those guys, they go 20 for 40 from the field between your big two. All right, so that's how you lead after having some struggles in the previous two games, especially for Towns. But how about this? We got to give the next game ball to Hukamania. Hukamania, Ariel Huckporty has to come to the stage. The Scotty Barnes lockdown defender, the kryptonite for Scotty Barnes. Huck came through. Last night, he was a little rambunctious. He was a little overzealous in Clyde's say. Picked up 3 quick bullets early. But guess what? Guess who was taking notice to my man's performance? One James Dolan came into the locker room, according to reports. Jimmy D said, "Great job, young fella." He was watching him. So now Huckporty comes in. The squad is lifting him up. The owner's lifting him up. And he comes in and he shuts down Scotty Barnes, bro. Great effort tonight by Ariel Huckporty. 6 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He looked great tonight, man. Shut down Scotty Barnes in his minutes. He was fantastic, man. Great job by Hukamania rebounding after last night, bro.
For sure. And look, last night you talked about it. He was a little over the place. 3 fouls in the first quarter. Yesterday? Looked like a guy who hasn't played a minute. Like, what do I do while I'm out here? It was just like, Comes out tonight. You can see he's much more comfortable. guarding Scotty very well. I think the thing that everyone's been talking about, and you see it a lot on social media right now, is that Tom Thibodeau placed Ariel Hukporti out there with Karl Anthony Towns. They had two bigs, two centers out there on the floor at the same time in the second quarter. And so what happened at that moment? They went from 55-47. Knicks were up 55-47, 8-point difference. And by the end of the quarter, that second quarter, Knicks were up 68-51. And the lineup was Brunson, Hart, Cat, Hukporti, and McBride. Now, you had a lot of defense out there with, Hart, McBride, and Hukporti. And you had your two best scorers out there as well. And that was enough to create a great advantage for this team. So I like it just because this is just like foreshadowing. Mitchell Robinson on his way back. All right. Tom Thibodeau getting comfortable with having two centers out there. Obviously Hukporti's not Mitch, but you could just say, hey, if this is what you can do with Hukporti out there, right? Who's active, showing you that he's quick. His recovery skills are looking really good out there, especially against Scotty Barnes, who's a wing, but he's very versatile, can play, any position really out there. What can Mitch do?
Yeah.
All right. What can you do with Mitch and Cat out on the court? So I liked it as a little bit of foreshadowing. I liked what I even saw from this. If you want to switch it up, if you want to give Mitch some rest when he returns, and you want to use Hukporti, I like it, man. But Hukporti did a great job out there. And you see that Tom Thibodeau, even with Hukporti not playing well yesterday, Tom Thibodeau going back to his guy, trusting him and saying, I believe in you and that you're going to perform tonight. Because you want to know who didn't get any burn tonight?
Put him in the trunk. Tibbs was watching. Tibbs was watching the show, and he heard the callers say that it's time for Shaman to hit the trunk, man. You got to produce in this thing here. But it's time to give credit to the coach, man. Josh Smooth in the chat says he doesn't know what he has. That's nonsense. He knows exactly what he has. He's getting these guys ready. Huck was riding the pine when he was making mistakes. Tibbs was trying to have this guy learn. You got to be ready for your situational minutes. And now what is he doing? He's getting the guy ready, but he's also preparing Karl Anthony Towns. He's preparing the 5-man unit to get ready, because guess who's coming back soon? The Block Nest Monsters on the way back. We got to figure out these two big lineups. We got to figure out the spacing. We got to figure out the defense. If the simulation is out of here, Hukamania, you're going to be up next. How you going to be ready? What are you going to do when you got Evan Mobley and them coming into town when he face off against the Cavaliers on the 21st? This is all preparation for the dog fight, man. He's getting us ready here, Al. Come on, man. Give the coach some credit, man. He's doing the damn thing. Hukamania responded. These guys are playing well, man. Let's go, man. Come on, man.
100%. I mean, look, got to give Tom Thibodeau credit. I mean, come on. How many times have we seen in the past where a guy messes up the night before and you don't even see him back? We saw this with Deuce McBride.
Yeah.
See what Andrew Shamet.
Yeah.
You see it at this point.
Here.
Even when he did with Cam Reddish, it's like, okay, if you're not producing, I can't trust you out there. And for him to say, hey, for a rookie, he gives him even more trust on the second night, right? I think that's Tibbs being, flexible, just saying, hey, I believe in my young guy to go out there, go compete, And, hey, Shaman's not giving me anything. You're out of here until you learn what you got to do and knock down some shots, man. Go back in the gym, go knock down some threes, and when you're ready, you'll be back out there soon enough. But, hey, Tom Thibodeau adapting and adjusting. And, look, I like the rotations they did tonight. I thought they were very creative in some of these things, which, for Tom Thibodeau, we've seen over the years where it gets very formulaic, right? Tonight, not so much. Put Hukporti out there with Cat. I mean, we see McBride out there. He was going to so many different looks.
Correct.
To get an idea of what this team could look like with all the players that they got. Give credit to Tom Thibodeau, man. And especially against a team like the Toronto Raptors where, look, they're in the basement of the league. You can take the risk tonight because you got enough talent that you should be able to pull out this win. So, hey, give credit to Tom Thibodeau. And just got to say, man, if Sim's not playing, man, probably on his way out.
Could the simulation could be on the way out. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. CP and Alex on the ones and twos. Let us know, give us a thumbs up on the audio. Let us know how the audio is looking right now. Like I said, we had to do some MacGyvering. We had to get under the hood and splice some things up to make sure that we could power up the system for post-game, because the Knicks won 121 and 115 in this game over the Raptors. And so, hey man, we just getting this thing ready. Yeah, we just getting this thing ready.
Khalid Pasha saying KnicksFanTV episode 635. Well, good sir, it's actually episode 578.
I mean, hey, I'm just calling a spade a spade. You know, people say you don't know what he has. He knows exactly what he has, man. Y'all said the same thing about Cam Reddish when I was telling you the entire season he's not good. The coach knows what he's doing, man. Trust the coach. Just trust the coach, man. Just trust the coach out. You know what I mean? There's gonna come a time where, yeah, you really want to evaluate the guy, but in terms of having these guys prepared, having them ready, he's getting them ready. He's getting them ready. And like that's why I told Mega. Mega texted me like, yo, we up by 17. Why is he bringing Brunson in? Brunson didn't even play much in the second quarter. He played 15 minutes in the first half. All right, let's go to the Discord, man. Zach on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. It's been a difficult evening all the way around, even for the Knicks. So don't worry about that.
Yeah,
family show. You guys are the truth. So don't worry about it.
Yep.
But I mean, it was an interesting game, right? You know, you had a tale of two halves. You had a Knicks team that looked, very motivated in the first half. I mean, Cat was obviously unbelievable with that 20 and 15. And then we had a Knicks team that looked like they were tired from a back-to-back on the second half. But Captain Clutch came through again.
Yeah, they definitely seemed to have worn down in the end. Looked like they were just trying to get out of there, man. But, hey, that's Brunson for you, man. Saving the day. Precious was good, man, in his minutes. 17 points, 7, 11 from the field, 8 boards, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Across the board, man. Precious against his old team. He looked great. And, especially as he's gotten more comfortable playing off of the hamstring, he has just looked, just in step, locked into his role, is what I want to say, man. Precious is looking great, man. The key stats of the night, man, brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Both teams shooting over 50% from the field, man. Well, Knicks at 50, Raptors at 52%. Knicks still struggling from beyond the arc, though. 8-25 from downtown, 32% from beyond the arc. For the Raptors, 11-29, and 37.9% for the Raptors. Knicks again from the charity stripe, missing a couple, going 19-23 from the free throw line. So, still got to tighten that up. And because for the Raptors, they went 94.7% from the free throw line. So something that the Knicks certainly want to tighten up. And hopefully they can get that done against the Celtics. They did win the rebounding battle 43-34. Assist battle, pretty much even, man, 26-27. So the Knicks and the Raptors pretty dead even there. Turnovers, 13 turnovers for the Knicks, leading to 14 Raptors points. And likewise, 14 Raptors turnovers leading to 14 Knicks points. The fast break battle, this is how the Raptors got back into the game, man. 22-12, the Knicks losing the fast break battle. As I expected, they did win the points in the paint battle, 62-56. The largest lead of the night, 23 for the Knicks and 6 for the Raptors, which occurred earlier in the game. All right, man. Al, we'll try your audio one more time, and I think this thing's going to crash if we try to fix it. So, go ahead. Yeah, we don't have it. We don't have it. So, I don't even want to mess with this thing because it's going to crash out again. And, I'm under the weather anyway, so I'm just going to end the show and start over tomorrow. Santana, appreciate the super chat, man. $10 super chat. Appreciate Santana for the super chat. Salute to you guys. And also, man, hey, listen, for you guys, the Hukamania fans, we are offering for a limited time. The Hukamania Tees are on KnicksFanTV.com. Get your Hukamania Tees 50% off just for tonight, man. You got to go get them tonight. 50% off on the Hukamania Tee. Shout out to Hukamania Al. We did talk earlier this year, man. I did talk to the big fella, man. We were talking on the IG, man. He does have his version of the Hukamania T-shirt. Chopped it up with him. Sent him and Mitch a little, you know what I mean? A little love from the KFTV side. So, you know, we taking care of the sentence here. So Hukamania's got his, and you can get yours, man. Go to KnicksFanTV.com and get your Hukamania T-shirts half off. Limited time only for tonight. And one quick change on the watch party. Knicks versus Celtics watch party. We're going to be at Clinton Hall 36 for this Saturday's watch party at the Celtics. We did have slate. There was a little bit of an issue there. Not really of an issue, just a little mix-up there. So it's going to be Clinton Hall 36. So a lot of you guys got your tickets already. Just a quick venue change. It's going to be Clinton Hall 36. All right, Clinton Hall 36 is where the watch party is going to be. So that's it for tonight, man. Too much technical difficulties. We try to make it happen, but we'll be back again tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And that's the story, man. Knicks win 121 and 115 over the Raptors. Back-to-back wins looking good and getting ready for the revenge game against the Boston Celtics, man. All right, so you guys be good, man. We'll tap in with you guys tomorrow and appreciate it, man. Peace.